Okay, praise the Lord. We are back. A little technical difficulties, but we won't let that stop us. Satan's already defeated, as we already have, like I said, we already prayed about the show, and we are here again with Miss Ashley N. Browning, and she's going to give us a little bit of background about who she is and all that she does. And I believe that she has some great information that's going to help someone. That's why the enemy is fighting so hard. So he's not going to win. So anyway, Miss Ashley, can you start over from the beginning and we'll go from there.
Yes, my name is Ashley Ann Browning. I am originally from Dayton, Ohio. I have been, went to high school, lived all my life in Dayton except for 8 years when I went off to college. But I am a founder of a nonprofit called So Loved. I'm also a business owner of three different businesses, which is Enterprises, where I assist startup businesses with like their paperwork for LLCs and nonprofits. I also do some training around nonprofits through board training, outreach training. Also with Self-Care Ain't Selfish, which is my second business, where we do authentic, transparent gatherings for women of color. And my last one is She's Selfish, which is basically a spinoff of Self-Care Ain't Selfish. And with She's Selfish, I'll be doing self-care coaching for women of color.
Wow. So how did you get started with all this? What was the factor that made you say we need to have this? What we do?
Definitely. So I moved back to Dayton, Ohio in 2013. My grandfather was sick, and I just wanted to come back and to create memories with him, new memories, because I hadn't been here in 8 years. So when I got back here, I seen that West Dayton was totally different from basically when I left. So I got back here and I was like, you know, the community needs something. And I realized that it was a lot of hoops and loops to get services for people who needed stuff. So that was one of my reasons of starting So Loved. It was to meet the needs of the people immediately and not go through all of these extra hoops and loops, because I feel that you cannot reach anybody if there is a need. That need needs to be met before you can preach, teach, or do anything to individuals. So that was the reason of me starting So Loved. This is our 8th year, I believe. So we have been serving the community since November of 2013. And then 2017, I started my business, Browning Enterprises, where I, like I said, I help small business owners either start or maintain business. And how I help them start is through paperwork, and how I help them maintain is through workshops. And in those workshops, we do educational workshops of like content planning, trademarks, different topics that will help people to maintain their business or nonprofit or organization.
Wow. So what have you found to be the hardest thing when you're dealing with African? Are you just dealing with African Americans, or is it anyone?
So with So Love, our primary reach is West Dayton and Trotwood. But I do not turn anybody away, because anybody needs service, that needs service. And I know, if you know, So Love is based off, it's a biblical basis, John 3:16.
Yeah.
So I'm not turning anybody away, but my primary focus is West Dayton and Trotwood with that. For Browning Enterprises, anybody that's a small business, that's a startup, and anybody who wants the information and wants to be educated. But my She's Selfish and Self-Care Ain't Selfish is primarily women of color. So Black and brown people is primarily my main focus.
What exactly do you do? We said when you're helping, what type of help is available?
So through So Loved, our main help, we offer 4 initiatives throughout the year, so 1 a quarter. And also, so the first quarter, we normally do #lunch bag, and that one is geared to homeless individuals. So that's our way of serving them. Our second quarter is Mary's Mission Bags. And so that initiative, it changes depending on what mission we may pick for that month. So our next year, we'll be doing chemo bags for chemo patient therapists. Patients. This year we did homeless, we did blessing bags. Then our third initiative is our sock drive. We're currently in our sock drive right now. We do it every year from September 1st to October 1st. And we collect new socks, any style, any kind, any size, for local schools, shelters,
Wow.
group homes, all of that. So we have about 20 churches participating, about 20 business participating, and probably about 15 organizations that's participating right now in that. But anybody can donate. We have a flyer that if you follow us on So Loved is our Facebook. If you follow us on that website or go to our website, www.solovej316.com, you'll be able to see the drop-off locations. And we have different drop-off locations throughout the area. We have one in each area. So we have north, south, east, west. Every area is covered. So if you need to drop off a pack of socks, drop off a pack of socks. And we have, within that initiative alone, we have collected over 30,000 pairs of socks. And we've been able to send them not only used here, but in other countries who had, devastations, tornadoes, hurricanes. We've now also been able to ship socks to them as well.
Wow. 30.
Last one is our Night of Giving, where we pick a charity each year, and we give back to that charity. And it's just a way to say, we have had, this year's coming to an end, let's give back and let's have fun while we give back.
Wow.
So that this year we will be doing 2 charities. So if you all can come out to that, it is going to be December 12th from 7 to 11 p.m. And it's it's just a party. It's a good time. We eat, fun, have drinks, we all of that good stuff, whatever to give back. But your admission to get in is a donation for that.
Wow. I'm looking at you, and I know you're under 40, but you look like you're about 13.
I know. I get it all the time. Thank you. Yes, I am 35. But so
35. Wow. That's amazing. I mean, I'm looking at what one person can do. And you are doing you're doing more than just one patient. I know she's having some technical issues. If you can put your camera back on again, if you can, I know what's going on, but yeah, thank you. If one person can do this, I mean, how many are helping you? I mean, you have a whole team, or I know it's not just you.
Yeah,
you can't
one person can't do this. Right. It's really the Dayton community. Like the Dayton community has really been, Dayton and Trotwood community have been really supportive of me. The community always pulled together when I'm begging on Facebook for something. So I appreciate them. But I have a team of 4 outside of me. And this is 4 ladies. I am looking to add 13 committee members within the next year. So basically the committee members will serve on one of those initiatives and help out my team, because I want to just focus on funding and partnerships. So that's what my primary focus I would like for it to be. So, but in order to do that, we have to expand our committees.
Absolutely.
So yes, I have Debria is our president. Sherelle is our vice president. Sharice is our community engagement person, and Denise is our administrative assistant. Those ladies have been carrying it for me for at least the last 5 to 6 years. So I appreciate them for that, for helping out for me. They keep me together.
I can imagine, because, having my own nonprofit, it is not easy, and you definitely need help. And hint, help. So she said she's looking for 13. So when you say the 13, the people that you're looking for should they be, what type of qualifications do they need?
Somebody who is able to give time, possibly money. It has a heart for people and who don't mind serving different populations, and ready to get into the community with different people that you may not serve on an average day. So not to be scared or nervous to get in different populations. No board experience really needed, just as long as you're ready to do the work.
Yeah. So what would you think or say your biggest drawback has been since COVID has been around now for almost 2 years?
Well, what's interesting is last year, 2020, God told me I wasn't going to do anything anyway. So I was prepared. God said, rest. This is your year of rest. But I didn't know it was going to be in I was going to rest because COVID, I probably would have snuck and tried to do something anyway. We disobedient sometimes, but last year was supposed to be my year of rest anyway. So I knew I wasn't going to do anything last year. But we try to do not a given at the end, like December, just because I feel like everybody had a rough year. We were tired of being in the house, but it still was a capacity limit. And so we was just like, we're not going to fool with it.
Wow.
So just not being able to really like connect with people has been the hardest for me. Even when you got a mask on, I feel like it's still not a connection because you can't really see their face and you can't really have a real conversation with them because you're talking through a mask.
Right.
So I really that has been the hardest. That has been a drawback for me through serving that way. And even in my businesses, Brownie Enterprise has succeeded because everybody got LLCs and pandemic. So
everybody.
that has been great, but I haven't been able to have any gatherings for my self-care business, and I just hosted my first one in September. But prior to that, we hadn't been able to. I'm sorry, I think
it's okay. You're fine.
I hadn't been able to, really do anything, and still with that, it's social distance, mask, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, it's been horrible. But then again, God has he's still blessing you to still do things. I saw a flyer at the Grace Church because I worked there, but I minister music at 2 different churches. So I worked there and I saw this flyer about the socks, and they would say, "Oh, she's a wonderful young lady," and it kept going on, and I did not put it together until just now. It was you. Yeah, I'm like, oh my God.
Justin is the Sigmas. The Justin, he put a box over at Grace Church. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, oh my God. I mean, because we were there, they are collecting socks. And I'm like, you know what? Then my nonprofit needs to do something. So we are collecting socks as well. So you said we have until when to give them to you?
So we're doing it. It's usually October 1st, but we're going to extend it until October 10th.
Good.
Do not sort until the 17th. So give people an extra week, and then we'll have a week to pick up. And then we'll actually sort at the Dakota Center on October 17th.
Okay.
If anybody want to come out and serve, you can. October 17th, we'll be at the Dakota Center from 2 to 4 p.m.
Okay, that's great. I don't know how you do all you do. I'm looking at, if I can share, I'm going to try to share her beautiful website. Matter of fact, who does your website?
So I did a lot of it, but I had some help because I got stuck on some parts. So I have a friend who is a graphic designer. She assisted me. And also my friend from high school, he assisted me when I couldn't figure out how to crop stuff. So I had help in it. But yes.
You want to just kind of take me through it a little bit? Can you see it?
Yes, go ahead. Yeah, so this is just the homepage, and this is basically the name of my business. Like I said, is She's Selfish.
I love this.
And my colors, or my favorite colors is
mine too. Pink. I love pink. Yeah. Right.
So the reason I started this is because a lot of times that, especially women of color, we feel like selfish is a bad word, and it's not. We can't continue to pour from an empty cup.
Right.
So little part right here, just kind of giving you, kind of the service I offer, some of my blog and podcast, and just some of the things, my areas of focus. So that's kind of what that part is here.
Okay. How much does it cost? Is there a cost involved with this?
So with this Girl Talk session right here, the discovery call, this one is a free call. So this is like, girl, I need to talk. I don't know where to start with my self-care journey. And so we'll talk. It's basically an opportunity for you to vent to me. And then we'll put down together a proposal of, what are our next steps. And we can go from here. So it depends on what you want. So I will be offering one-on-one sessions eventually, and I will be offering group sessions. And there will be a cost, but it will be a low cost. As of right now, I'm looking at about $50. That's what I'm looking at.
That's pretty. Okay, I like that. You want me to click here, or it says see all services?
No, don't worry. It's just one right now.
Okay. All right.
So I have been speakers at Sinclair Community College. I have been a speaker at Equitas Health. And through community through self-care. And this is my free workbook. So if you have access to my website, you go to subscribe and you will get a workbook that I created, and it's about self-care.
Wow.
So I had a lot of work to do in the current quarantine, so I was able to create this workbook in the quarantine.
Right. Wow. And I have subscribed since I've been playing around here. I'm like, I need to subscribe to this. I love the fact that everything is biblical based. That means a lot to me.
I know that God guides me. I know that He is the reason, and I know that if He gives me the vision, He'll make it plain.
Absolutely.
So this one is just, I literally wanted something that women can relate to, like, not without being super deep or super churchy. Basically, God would not let you fall. So that is the premise of this scripture right here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, so this is ways to connect with me. I have my phone number, my email address, social media is all there on this page.
Wow, this is very beautiful. I love this. Very nice.
It looks good.
Says, so you have
I have some
items to sell.
Products. I have t-shirts and hoodies and sweatshirts right now, but God has changed that, so I'll be switching that soon. So if you need to get products right now, get these while you can, because they're gonna be
okay.
God told me, he said switch your products.
Okay.
Well, he didn't say it that nicely. But basically my products is going to be stuff that people can use for self-care and not wear for self-care.
Oh, I get it.
People can actually use.
Yeah. Wow. So, okay. So if you can just take me real quick through the self-care regimen, without giving out any of your.
Oh, no, I don't mind sharing. So
okay.
Through self-care, there are 8 components. So those 8 components, I know that sounds a lot when you think about self-care, but self-care, when you think about self-care, we think about our spiritual self-care. We think about our emotional self-care, our social self-care, mental self-care, physical, occupational, and I think I'm forgetting 2. But those are our main ones that we should pay attention to. And I think that a lot of times we only focus on 1 or 2, and that's why we always kind of feel out of whack. The other one was environmental. That was the last one.
Okay.
And I think that's why we kind of feel out of whack sometimes, because we might have 1 together, but we don't have all of them together. And you'll never have all of them together just because we're human. You'll always have a place that, that you quite don't have right, but you can make a daily decision to work on the areas that you need to work on.
Wow.
So I can ask you a question. What is your self-care routine, or what does that look like?
Mine? Oh my Lord. I need to take your class. Like yesterday. I mean, seriously, because I put myself on the back burner like most women do. But I have now, my husband's like, why are you not watching TV anymore? Because I need to spend more time with me, and I'm spending more time reading. I feel guilty by looking at so much TV and not in my word. So I believe that my time with God has got to be important. Got to be. But I'm missing out. I do have a therapist online, well, she retired, and I'm looking for another one. If you know one, let me know. But I'm looking for another one because I believe that when I had her on literally speed dial, if anything needed, because I went through a lot when I was married to my ex, and mental, physical, psychological abuse. And I didn't, I lost my whole self. So I realized that part is very, very important. But all the other things, I hate to say this, but most women enjoy spending money, shopping. I used to love to just see things come to my house, and I'm like, girl, what are you doing? So I realized that there's something is out of whack. So yeah, so I need to be in your class. Very, yeah. She said yes.
No. I would say, so I would just say, once you get that workbook, that's a good place to start to kind of write down, like, what do you want to see your life look like for you?
Yeah.
And I say, you have a husband, you probably have kids, but what makes you happy? And I'm at a place now, like, I don't have hobbies. And I'm like, why don't I have a hobby?
Right.
And that makes you think, when you was kids, you had all the hobbies, or you did a million different things. But as an adult, we don't have that luxury sometimes. But you have to make time for what you like and what you enjoy, outside of serving others.
Right. And I do that a lot because my nonprofit is just dealing with women who have been through domestic violence, and I teach at the prison twice a month, and and so everything is, like I said, is giving. I minister music at a church, so you give there, but not a lot has come back.
Yep.
Not saying anything against any of that. I love doing it, but I get burned out.
Yep.
I'm almost there now.
That's where I started, because I was at a place at my job that I was not happy, and I was just at a place of burnout because I always worked in the human service field, and I feel like every day clients need things, and I felt like they were constantly taking, and I had nobody or nothing to pour back into me, or so I was literally on E.
Right.
And I was at a workshop and I heard a guy say, Black women do everything for everybody but themselves.
So
and it was like a light bulb just went off, like, he right. And literally God said, I'm going to make you walk this process out for the world to see. So and now be able to realize that I created you for abundancy. I didn't create you to be in autopilot. I didn't create you to be in lack. You are the head and not the tail. So when you start living in that overflow, you get it. But not until you begin to do that journey of your self-care that you will get it, because your whole life you're just going to be giving to people, giving and giving and giving. And so that means you're not living in abundance, because you don't have anything left for you.
Wow. As you were talking, I was looking at my mom's picture, and of course, it's her birthday today. I'm looking at her picture, and I really believe that I've turned, I hate to say this, but I'm her. She gave everything to everybody all the time. And I look back now and I feel ashamed that I didn't give back enough to her. As you know, when you're younger, it's about me. So you want what you want. But I did not want to burn out like she did. She died at 73, but still a great age. But I think she could have lived a little longer if she had something else other than us. Yeah, and that's where I'm at. And you're right.
A lot of times when people become wives and mothers,
yeah,
they lose themselves in becoming a wife or a mother. They don't have an identity outside of that. So, but it's hard to figure out, what do you like? So, like, I have to sit down and have those conversations. Ashley, what do you really like?
Wow.
Do you know what you like?
Yeah.
Do you like yourself? So you have to really have those, those hard questions with yourself.
Yeah. Wow. You are an amazing young lady. You really are. You got, my head is exploding because I'm like, there's so much that you can do. And I'm seeing that God is about to do with you, because not just Black women, but because of Black women, because we are African American women, and we do know how to just give. We do not take the time to just sit down with yourself. Like she said, you're absolutely right. There has been time I'm like, what do I like? I have to start telling myself I love you. And the first time I did that, it was so weird. I'm like, really? But if I don't love me, who will? Yeah.
Love, those daily affirmations. I got on my desk that I'm looking at right now. I look at this every day. It says my ideas are popping, my work ethic is hitting, my execution is flawless. I was made for this. So
I like that.
Every time I come to my desk, I'm looking at that every day, because I might be
that.
stuck.
Say it one more time. Say it one more time. I'm gonna steal
it. My ideas are popping. My work ethic is hitting. My execution is flawless. I was made for this.
My God. Yes,
so when I get weary, honey, I just look at that little at my desk. So I look at that and I'm like, okay, I was made for this. And sometimes we need those reminders.
Absolutely. Now, are you still working at Wright State too?
Honey, yes.
Oh my God.
But I'm waiting for God to open the door for full employment. But yes, I've been working at Wright State for the last 3 years. I work with African American students, 18 to 24-year-olds at Wright State, Central State, and now Wilberforce.
Wow.
We do HIV testing, Hep C testing, and we do STI and substance abuse education.
You don't hear about HIV anymore. Everything is, but you don't hear about it. So is it still prevalent?
Yes, especially for African Americans, Black women are 15 times more likely than our white counterparts to contract HIV.
15 times.
15 times more likely.
Okay.
And all
Why?
most Black women, our cases come from heterosexual experiences. And compared to our white counterparts, their contraction normally comes from injection drug use.
Wow.
So you see the difference there. Just that is totally different. I am currently updating our PowerPoints for the classes that I teach, and I was just doing some updated numbers. So Black people only make up 12% of the population, and we account for 43% of the new infections that occur each year. So that's almost half of the infections. And that is because we don't talk about it. It's stigma. Right. We think that it's only a gay disease, and that's not true.
Absolutely.
We think that, that only dirty people or certain looking people is something that anybody who have any risky behaviors is at risk for HIV. Oh, and I recommend that you get tested because there are 1 in 4 people positive and don't even know it. So get tested.
1 in 4?
Yes. So if it was 2 more people on this call, one of us, that is how the rates.
It's going to be one of them other 2.
That is definitely how the rates look, and that's scary. Especially for Black women, we are at a rapid rate than never before. And that is mainly because we're more trusting of our partners than any other race.
So do you see this in our younger,
So interesting. We don't see a lot of HIV. We see more STDs or STIs is a new term for it. But if you have an STI, it shows that you don't use condoms, correct?
Wow.
So if you don't use condoms, you have a greater chance of contracting HIV.
Wow.
Now the age range for Ohio right now is about 30 to 34-year-olds for HIV. And then the second highest is about 50 to 55. And people don't talk about older people having sex, but they still do. So
yes, we do.
So yes. So this is interesting. I have had an opportunity to talk to young and older people, 60, 70-year-olds, and they like, we don't need to wear condoms. Yes, you do.
Oh, yes, you do.
Yeah.
If you're not married, yes, you do.
And I even tell people if you're married, still
That's
get
true.
Together, because there is no sure way, no 100% way that your partner is monogamous.
Wow.
We would like for them to be, but there's no sure way.
This is scary. And I'm hoping that she has scared some of us into at least going to get tested. I mean,
so with She's Selfish, I will be offering sexual health classes. Well, those most of them will be free, or some of them will be events. But just because I want to get the education out, especially for Black women, because we are at such a high rate, I want to get the information out so we can prevent or at least decrease those numbers within the years to come.
Wow. Just one more question. If you could go back and give your 18-year-old self a piece of advice, what would you say?
I can't say it on I can't say it on this live, so let me think of a clean version. My 18-year-old self, I would say do what makes you happy and not what makes anybody else happy.
Wow. That's dope. I don't know if dope is the right word or not, but I'm probably too old.
I use that still, but I don't think the young kids use that.
I can't keep up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would say do what makes you happy. I think a lot of times we please other people, especially family members.
Absolutely.
I would say do what makes you happy, because I would have been an entrepreneur way before 30, 20, 30s if I would have did what I was supposed to do.
Wow. Well, you're kicking the door down. I mean, you are a really amazing young lady, and I am so grateful and thankful that I had a chance to meet you. I know you know some friends that I know well, one is I call him my son. I won't tell you his name, but I call him my son. Yeah, I will. Call me McGuffey. I know him very well.
I've done some work with Tommy before. Yes.
Okay. So I know he's amazing. I'm looking to do some things with you myself. I believe we can partner together. I believe that God put us together for this reason, not just for this interview.
Yeah,
So I am so thankful for you. Any last remarks before we go?
I just want to say to anybody, men, women, whoever, just make sure that you take at least 5 to 10 minutes for yourself each day. Even that's in the morning, before you get up. Before when you wake up and get your day started, take 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
Or if that's at night or driving to work, take those minutes to yourself. And that would be my advice. Just take 5 to 10 minutes for yourself each day.
Wow. If you could one more time give your information so people can contact you and how they can go to your website.
My name is Ashley Browning. I can be found on Facebook as Ashley N. Browning. Don't forget the N.
Right. Like I did.
www.sheselfish.com is my website. And She Selfish LLC is on Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. And I think that is pretty much it. So that's where you can find me. Emails, contact at sheselfish.com. I think that's it.
Well, thank you, Miss Ashley N. Browning, for being on the show and for giving us so much information, packed information that I believe we all can use. And I really am. I just registered for her to subscribe to her site, and I'm looking forward to taking some time out for myself. You never get too old, well, I can't say I'm almost 60 anymore because I just made that date a couple of weeks ago. But anyway, I'm just thankful to God. Thankful to God that I met you, and I just trust in Him. And I'm so thankful that you trust God. You know what I'm saying? So many people think that they can do whatever they want to do and not put God in it. It's not going to work. Well, even if it works, it's not working because you don't have God guiding you. You're just out here flying by the seat of your pants. So I'm thankful and proud of you. I know your parents are proud. I wish you nothing but the best. And Mom,
donate socks. That's my
absolutely. Donate socks, please.
October 10th, and she said Grace Church. You can go there if you need to, but yeah, go to our website, solovej316.com, and see where you can either donate to a physical location or where you can donate to monetarily. I'm going to ask all that know me what they will go. Socks are not that much. Go buy. Don't go to a dollar store and buy those socks. I'm sorry. If you don't want them, don't. I've always told that if you. I like dollar store socks. No. Okay. All right. You guys can, but I'm gonna ask you to get at least 10 socks. If you go there, get at least 10. But pairs. What is $10? You're helping somebody else. You just never know. You never know what somebody's going through. And just like things happen in Texas and all the other places, that could happen right here in Ohio. And I remember a time that it happened in Trotwood, that a lot of my friends' houses, and I live in Trotwood, a lot of their houses were demolished by the tornado. So we just never know when you might need it. So please give deep and give. Thank you so much for watching another segment of Testimonies and Praise. I am your host, Jacqueline Hall Moore. And Mama, this is your birthday. I love you so much. I miss you. I will see you soon as God cracks that sky and we will all be up in heaven one day soon. When you're coming, Lord, when you're coming, real soon. Thank you, God. Again, thank you for joining in. Until next time.